Oh no, Val Kilmer's dead at 65! Let's talk about what's happening right after this. Val Kilmer, who played Bruce Wayne in Batman Forever, channeled Jim Morrison in Oliver Stone's The Doors, and starred as a tubercular Doc Holliday in Tombstone, died Tuesday in Los Angeles. His daughter Mercedes told the New York Times the cause was pneumonia. He was 65. He had been battling throat cancer for several years. Kilmer's reps did not immediately respond to Variety's request for comment. The baby-faced blonde actor had a solid run as a leading man with a volatile reputation in the 80s and 90s, starring in Top Gun, Real Genius, Willow, Heat, and The Saint. He briefly returned to screens in 2022's Top Gun Maverick, although he could no longer speak due to his cancer. In 2021, a documentary on his life, Val, was released. His son provided the actor's voice, and the film utilized hundreds of hours of video he had recorded over the years, giving a revealing look at the sets he'd worked on and showing the actor to be an introspective thinker with an artist's soul. Kilmer took over from Michael Keaton for Joel Schumacher's 1995 Batman Forever, receiving mixed reviews for his take on The Dark Knight. He was replaced by George Clooney for 1997's Batman and Robin, a notorious flop that nearly killed the franchise. The New York Times said of Batman Forever, "The prime costume is now worn by Val Kilmer, who makes a good Batman but not a better one than Michael Keaton." After reportedly turning down a role in Francis Ford Coppola's The Outsiders, Kilmer broke out with a starring role in 1994 spy spoof Top Secret, in which he played a rock star and sang his own songs. Following his turn as a reigning college student in the 1995 sci-fi comedy Real Genius, he became a major star, appearing opposite Tom Cruise in the worldwide hit Top Gun. Kilmer met his future wife, actress Joanne Whalley, on the set of Ron Howard's fantasy film Willow, and then appeared with her in Kill Me Again in 1999. One of his most memorable roles was playing the charismatic and doomed Morrison in Oliver Stone's 1991 film The Doors. Kilmer memorized the lyrics to all of Morrison's songs before his audition, and he immersed himself in the role, wearing clothes similar to the singer's for close to a year. Roger Ebert wrote of his turn as Jim Morrison, "The performance is the best thing in the movie, and since nearly every scene centers on Morrison, that is not small praise." After Batman Forever, New Line persuaded him to come on board the troubled production of The Island of Dr. Moreau, where Kilmer tangled with both the film star Marlon Brando and director John Frankenheimer. Frustrations on the production mounted when Brando refused to come to the set, and the documentary Val revealed a tense set where crew members grimly joked about Brando's stand-in, named Norm. Frankenheimer, the second director to work on completing the film, reportedly said, "There are two things I will never ever do in my whole life. The first is that I will never climb Mount Everest. The second is that I will never work with Val Kilmer ever again." In the 1990s, Kilmer starred in Michael Apted's western Thunderheart and The Real McCoy, and had a small but memorable role as an Elvis-like mentor in Tony Scott's True Romance. His role as a sardonic Doc Holliday in Tombstone was one of his most beloved performances, and in 1995, he appeared in Heat alongside Al Pacino and Robert De Niro. He went on to star in The Ghost and the Darkness and the forgettable remake The Saint, which he shot instead of returning as Batman in Batman and Robin. Kilmer implied he didn't return as Batman because of scheduling issues, though Schumacher's description of him as psychotic could also have been a factor. After the mid-1990s, the studio roles dwindled amidst his reputation as difficult and combative, and he appeared mostly in independent films and supporting roles, such as Stone's poorly reviewed Alexander. Born in Los Angeles, Kilmer was raised in Chatsworth and attended Hollywood Professional School and the Juilliard School. He appeared off-Broadway in The Slab Boys, co-starring with Sean Penn and Kevin Bacon, before his first TV role in the after-school special One Too Many, which also starred Michelle Pfeiffer. He did voices for animated films including The Prince of Egypt. His other films included At First Sight, Red Planet, Pollock, The Salton Sea, Wonderland, and The Missing. Kilmer continued working in films including Kiss Kiss Bang Bang with Robert Downey Jr., Deja Vu with Denzel Washington, Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call New Orleans, and The Snowman. A lifelong Christian Scientist, Kilmer was unwilling to confirm his cancer diagnosis when it was revealed by Michael Douglas in 2016. He combined his fascination with Christian Science founder Mary Baker Eddy with his love of Mark Twain in a screenplay that featured the two figures. He toured the country with his one-man show Citizen Twain for several years, which incorporated film and live readings of the humorist's work. In 2012, Kilmer received a Grammy nomination for Best Spoken Word for an audio production of Zorro. His memoir, I'm Your Huckleberry, named for a line in Tombstone, was published in 2020. Kilmer lived for many years on a ranch in New Mexico, where he continued to own land after selling off most of the ranch. He also painted and helped oversee theatre programs for high schoolers to perform Twain and Shakespeare. He was divorced from Wally in 1996 and is survived by a daughter, Mercedes, and a son, Jack.